Let me just explain to you guys where I am now. I was trying to edit this thing together as if it was a one-day thing, but holy crap, it's been almost 2 weeks that I've been putting this together. So it's been raining. Okay, so I'm now at the point where I've tested all the hardware, all the cameras and stuff that I actually bought as extras. I haven't bothered to test the ODB2 Wi-Fi connector because that's going to be easy. It'll plug in and work, or if I plug it in and it doesn't work, it just means it's bad. So that's pretty simple. So I've gotten everything to work. The TPMS, the problem that I had with the TPMS was that the sensors didn't connect to the receiver. I'm going to go through that later, actually, when I start setting up the system and going through the settings and what they mean, etc., etc., because that's a video that I haven't seen really on YouTube. So I really do want to cover that in a lot more detail, in a kind of like a part 2, but I don't know now if it's going to end up being a part 5 or something. So the problem that I had was, if I start the car, and even in this condition the car can start, and I put it into reverse, the screen would change to the reverse camera screen, because I could see my park distance control sensors, you know, the ranges that you get from these sensors here. That got displayed on the screen. So I knew that the screen knows that I'm in reverse. It detects that. So I figured that, look, this little pink thing about detecting reverse, let me see if that'll focus. I don't know if that'll focus. There we go. I know that doesn't have to be connected. And then I also knew that this 12 volt camera 12 volt signal would go live, and I did verify it with the multimeter. It does go live when I put it in reverse, but from the camera I still got no signal. So I've been troubleshooting and troubleshooting and troubleshooting, and eventually I actually just took my multimeter and I started measuring the RCA cable that I pulled through everything all the way to the front. And at the back here, I'm not going to go through how to read a multimeter or how to work it. I might do so in a later video, but I'm pretty sure it's probably covered on YouTube somewhere. So between the center of the RCA and the ground and the third wire, the red wire, which is supposed to transfer power from the front to the back, all of this should measure open circuit. I mean, this should be 3 individual wires. It should be the positive of the video, the negative of the video, and the power signal should all be separate. At the back here, I actually measure 5.6 ohms, around about there, between the positive and the negative, and from the negative to the red, which means that somewhere along the line I damaged this cable. I then also, just to make sure that this isn't some sort of a special cable, it was unplugged in the front when I did the measurements. That's one thing that you always have to remember, is when you do measurements, have it unplugged. So it was unplugged in the front, and I measured here, and here it actually measured correctly. It was open line between the RCA positive and negative, and either the positive and the negative to the red wire. That was all measuring open line. So I know that my RCA is bad. So I went ahead and bought another RCA. One of those triple RCAs, red, white and yellow. The red isn't here now. I'll show you shortly why it's not here. I just connected the yellow to the front. It's all bundled up here at the moment, but I unraveled all of that. I connected it to the camera at the back over here, and then I actually laid a separate red wire. That's the other bit of bundle that you see here, that which is connected here to the camera 12 volt. Let me just find that. That's the broken RCA. there's the camera 12. This is all just twist and tape at this point in time, but that is on this red. And I connected that to the camera power 12 volt, which is that little wire there. And the negative from the camera, I actually have that laid to the negative of the battery. And then suddenly I actually got picture. So the bloody thing works. The camera is getting power when it should. The picture is getting through to the screen, etc, etc. The problem that I then encountered was that I wasn't happy with the picture. I could see that there was engine noise actually getting to the picture. So I could see, it's hard to explain. I'm really hoping that the camera is going to capture it when I video it. But there is bright and darker horizontal stripes on the screen that run from the top to the bottom. So I know I'm getting noise. So what I then did, that's why this RCA no longer has its red wire, is I grabbed a piece of screen cable and I built myself a new RCA. Again, this is soldered, but it's just taped up currently. So I have the positive and negative from the RCA. The screen cable that I grabbed does have a third for the power, which I'm going to use. And then the other end, which is somewhere in here, there we go. I actually put the screen on just a red piece of wire. This should actually be black because this is going to get grounded. I have more red wire than I do have black, so I grabbed a piece of red. So this is going to get grounded. That's my shield. That's going to get grounded to the negative terminal of the battery. And I'm going to plug in the red here in the front. And I'm going to plug in the red. I'm going to plug in the red in the back. And I'm going to plug in the other end in the front. I'm not going to bother with the power. I do have that separate red wire that I can just use for power now. And I want to see what the difference is between the old RCA, if I can call it that, this one that I bought that worked, but it showed noise, the one that's currently connected. I want to see if there's a difference between the two, if shielding the RCA makes a difference. I'm hoping to capture this on video, because if it is, then I will be pulling through the shielded cable. If it makes no difference, I'll probably just pull in the RCA or something along that line. I'll figure out what I'm going to do. If I might actually also start moving the earth around, taking it off the battery and placing it somewhere else, maybe adding a resistor on the earth. I don't know yet, but I do want a better picture on the camera. So that's where I am. Dirty Coke is handy, as always, must be. It's about 4 Dirty Cokes in, but yes, this is the plan. I want to get I'm glad that I have the reverse camera working, but I need it to be noise free. So that's where I am currently. I'm going to do a bit of work now, and then hopefully I'll be able to actually grab the camera again and video. The reason why I can't show you guys actually how to do the multimeter stuff here is one hand, the camera is in one hand, and you can't drive a multimeter with one hand. Don't even try it. It's a two-hand job. One thing that I actually noticed now as I'm bringing the cables to the back, that's my external RCA just laid around the outside of the vehicle. But I did notice that my power wire I cut short when I disconnected it last time, and that is actually correct, because I know that the screen might give power through here at one point or another. Every time I disconnect it, I actually cut it short. I normally put a bit of insulation tape over the top as well. It's just that, look, if you pick up a short on this, there's a reasonably good chance that a fuse will pick it up, but if a fuse doesn't pick it up, it's going to blow something expensive. So just always know that if power is gonna come out from some wire, or you're planning for it, or you're expecting it, keep it insulated until you connect it, and then just slap a little bit of insulation tape on it, just for testing. Do a proper connection. Connections are always solder and heat shrunk. There is no such thing as a twist and tape connection. So we'll do that later, but for now I just want to video the noisy reverse camera video for you guys, hopefully, and then move to the screen cable, and if all goes well there should be a difference and the screen cable should have no noise. Okay, so here we go. We got the car started. There's some doobie-doobie-doo thing that came with the screen that's playing. Car is complaining a lot. That's fine. I don't care about that. Want to see what happens when I shift it into reverse, if I can capture this noise. Okay, so that is my park distance control complaining. You can see I'm orange and red there. Oh, I can see the noise. I hope you guys can see it too. That vertical running down, I hope you can see it, is noise. That is not anything else. It's very little, I must say, now that I actually look at it again. Not a lot, but considering how much time the car is going to spend in reverse, it really isn't a lot, but it is there. The next picture we'll see is with the shielded RCA, and we'll see if it makes the picture any better or if this is inherent and I just have to live with it. Okay, so let's get the doobie doobie doo song back, whatever the fuck that is, and let's try reverse. This is now with the RCA that I soldered, but I just taped it over there. Let's see if the shielded is better. The shield is not connected at the moment. I actually just left the shield off the ground. It's supposed to be connected to the ground. I just wanted to see what an ungrounded or unattached shield looks like. You will see here that my shield is cut off here. I actually cut it off here because a shield must not be connected in two places. It only gets connected at one spot. So let's see how this does. It looks to me slightly better, but I want to say exactly the same. Let's put this thing in park. Camera will stay on for a bit. I can still see some lines. Let me see down here by the tar. I hope that gets picked up. It certainly is better, but there still is some lines running vertically. So I'm going to go ground that shield now. It's currently a red wire. I'm just going to shove it onto the... let me make this thing go quiet. Please, there we go. So I'm just going to go shove that red wire that is actually soldered to the shield. I'm going to go shove that onto the negative battery terminal. Hopefully I can find a little hole or something in there. Okay guys, I'm back and I'm about to show you my findings, and they are surprising indeed. So much so that I need some Dirty Coke for this one. First, I'm going to explain to you, let me just take a sip here. There we go. Okay. I'm going to explain to you what you are about to see, and I have absolutely no idea why we're seeing it. I do have a clever electronics friend who might be able to explain it to me. Okay, so first, let me see what I'm actually going to show you first. Let's see how the wiring is at this point in time. Just having a look at my battery negative. That is empty. I'm looking at what I chose for a non-battery earth stud. Okay, and I'm seeing this here. This is the red wire which actually runs to my shield, and I actually have the black wire here as well, which is actually the power side ground for the power to the camera. Okay. Okay, this is weird, but let me show you. So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to activate the key again, fire up the car. Oh, I can hear my squeaky belt. I hate it so much. close the window so that I don't hear the squeaky belt. Still in park currently. Okay, I hope you guys can see that. Park. Both focus there. Connected drive. Oh, I changed that logo. It looks so much better. There we got our beautiful Chinese music. Let's double check my power here. Yes, all of this is good. And now we're going to shove it in reverse, and then we're going to go to park because the reverse camera will actually stay on. So all I'm going to do here is actually just shove it forward in reverse while pressing the key, but I want to keep the camera here. There we are in reverse. That now says reverse there, and here I'm just going to go to park to make the beep go away. And I hope this thing focuses here. All the noise is gone. Every little bit of it. I'm now talking about the electrical noise, not the picture noise. Let me now actually see if that works. Oh, okay, that works. Beautiful. Okay, so the noise is gone. Both the audio and the screen noise. And what I actually did was disconnect the negative of the power going to the camera, the one that I actually had going to the battery. None of the noise cancelling shit, the screening, the shielding, none of that helped. I'm gonna just try and shove it back in here. Okay, so there is my negative to the camera. I'm gonna just shove that there into the battery terminal like that. Then the noise should be back. And there it is. I can actually see the noise again. I hope this focuses and I hope that shows. I have the vertical running bright and please try and focus. Bright and dark bands running down the screen. I'm picking up noise, so let's attach a shield. And I've tried it both here on the battery and on the separate earth. It's not on the battery though. The battery must be the best earth. There we go. Okay, it is in there. And now there's this fuzziness. I hope that focuses. It's a different kind of noise. It's like this vertical, wavy, like a potato chip pattern running up and down the screen. Rip out the red, rip out the black. I'm going to try actually connecting them together and see what that does, but for now just going to leave them separate from each other where they can't touch anything. And there we go. Perfect picture, noise free. There's a bit of noise in terms of darkness, but that's optical noise just in terms of the camera. But electrical noise in terms of power supply noise, that is all gone. That is what I feel for the amount of light that I have outside here. I know that sky looks white. It's actually pretty dark. It's sunset over here. Okay. Now I'm just going to put the camera down for a second and just twist these two together. Just going to straighten that one out. Straighten that one out. And I'm just going to twist them together. And leave them here on my spare tire. Oh, that squeaky belt's driving me nuts. This actually makes slightly more. It doesn't really do much in terms of noise, but there is this dark band on the left here that wasn't there before. So let's disconnect that again. Disconnect those two from each other. Hope this one-handed shit works. Yeah, it's fine. You're not touching each other. And the little dog band is gone. This is as good as I'm going to get it with no ground. I'm going to ask my friend what the hell is going on here, but this is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to blank off the ground from the power supply to the camera. And it's not like the camera itself is grounding through the boot lid or anything. When it actually pushes in, the bootlet switch is actually very good quality, the same as the OEM. It is rubber all round, so so there's no piece of steel here that's busy and this piece here is plastic anyways. This is not steel. So there's nothing here grounding the bloody thing. I don't know what the hell is happening, but it is working. I probably still have a little lens protector on there. I'll have to scratch it a little bit later and just see if that is clear. But that is the reverse camera sorted. Am I still gonna go for this noise cancelling wire? Most probably yes. The only reason for that is if I go for the regular RCA, and I'm pretty damn sure if I unplug this and I plug in that cheap RCA that's unshielded, this one here, I go for my yellow plug over here. There we go, and I go for my yellow plug over here. Now of course the reverse cam will say no signal. I hope. Let me switch off this interior light. Come on, can you die please? Die, yes. It says no signal because I still have the red RCA in there. But if I can find on the floor here my little yellow RCA, that should be it. Unplug that, plug in my yellow RCA. There's the picture is back, and that is again, as I said before, noise free in terms of electrical noise. There's a bit of optical noise just because it's dark outside, but that is perfect. So the unshielded wire does the exact same job as the shielded cable, but I might still go for the shielded cable just because it's 3-core. Else I have to pull this RCA through with a little red wire next to it. I might do it, I might not. I'm in two minds about it. I'll let you guys know when I actually pull the cable in, because I'm going to use my bucket cable. I'm going to use that as the pull through fish tape. I'm going to use it as my fish tape to actually pull everything through. The nice thing is if I use the shielded cable, I can actually cut the ends off the RCA and just pull a cable and not the plug itself, which makes it a hell of a lot easier to get through here. This is probably where my original RCA got damaged, is when I pulled the RCA plug through this little piece of tube. It's a nightmare. It's the hardest part of the installation. Okay, so all of that is working. We found a nice picture. Now the ADAS is working. The TPMS is working. It's picking up all 4 sensors. Everything is working. Like I said, I haven't tested the OBD2 yet, but I'm going to install Torque Lite. Eventually it'll be MHD and it'll read continuously from the OBD2. It's going to be fine. I'm not really worried about testing that. The big stuff now is everything is working. I can actually really start laying down the aerials or the receivers, laying them down in different places. I can mount the camera up there next to the rear view mirror just to the right, facing forward, lay the cable down the A-pillar there, and it's all going to be good. The microphone is going to go just up on top of the steering wheel, not on the steering wheel itself, but the steering column. That's where the OEM mic is. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, the extra speaker yet. I'll probably do that in another shot. I'm not going to say another video. I just want to hear if the speaker does anything. If, like, when I load Waze and I say I want to go there, then the lady speaks. Does the lady come through the car audio, or does she come through the speaker? If she comes through the speaker and I unplug the speaker, does she then come through the car speakers, or is she then quiet? Because I want my audio guided navigation. I absolutely want that. It's something that I don't have currently, and it's what I want. So if she only comes through the little speaker, I'll find a place to mount it, and we'll go through all of that and all the mounting of all the little microphones and stuff.